Hello everybody and welcome back to the Washington Nationals Dynasty mode in MVP Baseball 2005. We have a quick minor league update. I think I mentioned in the last video that we would probably do something of the sort because we have two teams in our farm system that managed to make it to their respective playoffs. So today we're going to be looking at both Double-A, the Harrisburg Senators, and then we are, of course, going to look at AAA, the New Orleans Zephyrs, as they take on. I gotta remember who they're playing. But the Senators here are taking on the Akron Arrows. This is before, I guess, they become the Rubber Ducks later on in time. They're just the Akron Arrows. Yeah, we have two teams, so this bodes well, I guess, for the future of the Nationals, considering, all these guys are eventually probably going to make some sort of appearance on that roster. But we have Eric Munson up here in the top of the first here, and he gets a hold of one and sends it all the way out to right field. And if that hadn't hit the light fixture, that probably would have continued going into the woods and maybe reached eventually 500 feet. That thing was an absolute moonshot. I mean, dude, I don't know how you get a better pitch, a better hit, better contact on the ball, just absolutely lifted. And so if you can see on the jerseys here, the Arrows are obviously feeding the Cleveland Indians, But here in the bottom of the first, we have Nate Bruce here with a man on first, and he's going to line this one the opposite way down the left field line, all the way out to the wall. The leadoff runner is going to leave second, round third, and make his way all the way to home. There's going to be no throw to home, and it's going to be a RBI double that's going to tie the ball game here in the first inning. So kind of an awkward slapper the opposite way down the line, but thanks to the speed here by our leadoff man, we were able to get a run out of just a weak little blooper of a hit here. So Todd Velarde, I think it's Velarde or Villard, in the top of the fourth here with the man on second is going to line this one right back up the middle, and the leadoff runner is going to round third, and there is going to be a throw to home, and the tag is there, but it is not in time. It looks like the foot maybe hit the plate before the catcher could put the tag down, and that one was dangerously close to hitting our pitcher directly right back up the middle, but it is going to be another run scored for the Arrows. And now Peter Davey, the catcher here with the man on first, and he's going to catch this one here and send it all the way into the right center gap between our center fielder and right fielder, and again the leadoff man is going to be able to round third and get home, and this time there is going to be no throw to home. So the Arrows are now opening up this lead here by a couple runs, as they now have a 3-1 lead over the Senators. And now, if you weren't paying attention in the beginning here, the Senators are fighting off elimination. They're down 2 games already in this 5-game series, so they need to win this game if they want to stay alive in the postseason. So that's an important thing to keep in the back of your mind, as we have Jeff Leifer here with a man on second and third, and he gets some great contact here and blows this one all the way out to center field, but it's nowhere near far enough. But both runners are going to be able to advance 90 feet, and that's going to bring home another run for the Arrows. So a sac fly is going to further extend the Arrows' lead here. But now Brian Tavares, who scored in the first inning here, with 2 men on in the bottom of the fifth, is going to laser that one past the shortstop into center field, and we're going to send the leadoff man home, and the throw is not going to go to home. So the Senators are going to add themselves another run here in the fifth, and now Nate Bruce, who had the RBI double in the first inning here, in 0-1 count here, is going to laser this one up the middle, and the Senators are going to get aggressive here and send a man home. Another throw is not made to the plate, so that's another run scored for the Senators. And now in a 4-3 game here with bases loaded in the top of the seventh, and a lasered center, a ball lasered up into center field is going to score another run here, and the tag is almost in time for the second straight time in this game here. It's a pretty darn good throw to home plate here, but the tag is about a half second not in time. So the Arrows are going to continue to add some runs. Bobby Wakely in the center field now with a nice 3-run cushion here. Lasers this one, absolutely rockets this one in the air. And the dive, man, it was a perfect dive. The glove was on it, but he couldn't catch the ball cleanly. And so that ball is just going to kind of bloop on the ground. And getting aggressive with it here, the Arrows are going to try and reach for third, and it does not. The tag is in time this time, so a run does score. So the game here now, it's 7-3. And the Arrows are going to walk themselves in a run, so the Senators are going to get some run support thanks to a pair of walks, because I think most of those loaded bases were generated from walks. And so after a mound visit here, their pitcher's feeling a little bit better here, but still with bases loaded as Mike Lamore comes up to bat in a 2-out count here. And he lasers this one into the gap, and now the Senators are going to add some runs themselves, and they're going to send another man over around third, and he's going to get home. So that's basically going to eliminate, in a bases-clearing double, it's going to eliminate the lead that the Arrows had. So now in a tie ball game here later on in the game in the bottom of the ninth, with 2 men on, an opportunity to potentially win this one and walk it off, and it is hit into a double play. Beautiful play defensively by the Arrows. Just unfortunate that the Senators could not capitalize on a prime offensive opportunity here in the bottom of the ninth to just win this game and go home and take the series, split the series a little bit here and add it to game 4. And so we're going to need an extra frame to decide things here in Double A. So Abraham Rowe here with 2 outs in the top of the 10th. 2 outs is going to laser a ball up the middle again. We've seen a few singles go rocketing right past our pitcher up the middle. Now, Eric Munson, who's had an absolute monster game today, he had that huge home run at the beginning of the game. He's going to send this one the opposite way out to left field. Just crazy contact here. But thanks to that speed, it's going to limit just how far the runners can go. But the Arrows do put 2 men in scoring position now in the top of the 10th. So we're going to need either a clutch pitching performance here to close this one off here, or some help from the defense to try and eliminate the Arrows from getting a run across the play. Because remember, it is 2 outs. We're in the top of the 10th with 2 outs. We just need a ground ball or a pop fly, and we are out of this one. So, and they're going to walk Leifer, even though I don't even think he hasn't even had a hit this game, but they're probably playing the matchups here, and maybe they want Troy Gray here, who is a top 100 prospect, but he is 0 for 4 in this game so far. But he has bases loaded with 2 outs, and he gets all of this one and sends it right back up the middle again, and that's going to bring 1 run across, and the Arrows are going to send another runner across the plate, and so that's going to open up the lead by 2 runs here in extra innings. So the Senators just absolutely doing themselves 0 favors as they now find themselves in a hole in extra innings. And now Todd Velarde, so there's 2 guys with that name on this team, with a runner on first and second, is going to blast this one up the middle, and no runners are going to be able to get home unless, and the tag this time is in time, and it finally gets down. 3rd time's the charm, man. That's the 3rd time that the Senators have tried to get a runner out at home, and it finally works. So I didn't think they would send that runner, and they did, and I was confident that at least maybe the throw could get there in time. It was a gutsy call by the Arrows here, but now the Senators, okay, going up against Francisca Cruzetta, or Cruchetta? Beautiful ERA, absolutely amazing for the Arrows here, but we need something now. Down 2 runs here, so an 0-1 count. Lamore grounds this one to second, lasers it to second, and it's a ground out for the first out of the bottom of the 10th. So Jose Jackson, 0 for 4 in this game, not having a great day at the office, gets a hold of that one, but just lines it out to center field, and that is going to be good for 2 outs now in the bottom of the 10th. The Senators staring elimination in the face as Kaz Yoshida, who's also 0 for 4 in this game, the catcher, and he's going to get some nice contact off of this one and send it out to right field, but it is a pop fly well short of the wall, and that is going to do it for the Harrisburg Senators in the postseason. So I think their team rankings were pretty bad. Their offense and I think defense was really bad. They just have a great pitching staff and are good on the base path. So I guess that's how they kind of rode their way into the postseason. I think something also about maybe how they did in the first half versus the second half. I'm not sure. But the Senators really probably didn't deserve to be there. And, yeah, so they got eliminated. So we're going to pivot automatically right here now into the AAA playoffs now. It is your New Orleans Zephyrs against the Nashville Sounds. So both teams, or at least the Nashville Sounds, I know are still kicking today. But yeah, so we are now here. And the funny thing about both of our farm teams here in the postseason is that Harrisburg was facing elimination, and now the Zephyrs are actually looking to put away the Sounds if they can. So J.D. Corey, our center fielder, is up to bat here in the top of the first, and he's going to rocket one right back up the middle. Nearly hits the pitcher. We've already seen about 5 of those in this video so far, but that's good for a base hit, and that's going to load a man aboard for the Zephyrs, as this is a dangerous pitch. Look at that. Oof. Just missed it by a couple inches. Nearly took his head off. the Sounds would have been looking to their bullpen pretty early on. So Wes King, one of the many shortstops in our system, he's now up to bat here in an 0-1 count with 1 out, and he's going to rocket this one out to right field, past the right fielder. It's going to bounce all the way to the center fielder, and that's going to be good for extra bases. And in fact, the leadoff man is going to be able to get all the way home. So J.D. Corey rounds all the bases and gets home thanks to a double RBI double by Wes King. So that's going to be all in the top frame here. Now the Sounds in the bottom of the second in a full count, and our starter's going to walk in a run. Unbelievable. Can you believe that? We're walking in a run. Come on, man. What are we doing? So that would be all the Sounds would get out of that, though, so we'd be able to get out of the jam. So Angel Brown, our catcher, is going to rocket this one with bases loaded, and it is going, and it is going to hit the gazebo out in left field. 416 feet, absolute monster shot, blasted. I mean, just look at this. Bam! Bases loaded, cleared, thanks to a huge burst of power from our catcher. And so this is going to be the theme for this AAA section of the video, man, because these bats in New Orleans are absolutely cooking. So J.D. Corey has already got the hit earlier in this game, is back up to bat here in the top of the fourth, and he's going to get a hold of one, and that one is just going to laser out of here in a hurry, get lost in the picnic tables out in right field. Just, I mean, dude, I just left in a hurry. Just a quick 1 or 2 seconds, and that thing was absolutely gone. No chance of coming back in play, clearing the fence there. Both fences. We got like 2 fences out there, but they're cleared. So Ryan Church is one of our top 100 prospects here who has a walk in this game, and a 2-2 count is going to kind of dribble this one out to left field, kind of weak contact. We're going to send a man home, and the tag is in time from the Sounds, and that's going to be an out. So we take the risk here. In Double-A, we couldn't even buy one of these, and the Sounds get one pretty early on in this game and eliminate the run crossing the plate. So that was a good play defensively. So Ivan Vukarina, one of the best names on our team, another top 100 prospect with runners in the corners now in a 6-1 ball game, and he's going to send this one down the right field line, and that's going to bring home another run for the Zephyrs, and the leadoff man is going to be held up at second. So 2 men still aboard here in this nightmare scenario for the Sounds. They find themselves in a massive hole already, and Angel Brown, the catcher with the grand slam in this game, gets some more great contact and splits the gap just about a foot from clearing the fence, and because of that bounce here, the center fielder couldn't field it cleanly, and now that's going to allow for the bases to be cleared, and it is an RBI triple for Angel Brown. So a triple and a grand slam. What more can you ask from your catcher? So Ricky Matthews, the left fielder, now here late in this ball game in the top of the ninth, and he just absolutely cranks one with 2 men aboard, and that one, it almost hits the other gazebo out in right field. So the Zephyrs are going to add even more runs. So, and yeah, this one is absolutely just gone. That game was over basically after the previous inning that we did watch, but I just wanted to show you guys another massive home run and to show you how much the Zephyrs mash. So the Sounds are going to get a couple more runs here. They're going to add a couple here in a 12-3 ball game, but with 2 outs, and it is a grounder. And look at the way that ball was picked, man. Just absolutely beautiful play defensively at third base, as that one's just picked out of the air, plucked out, and the out is made at second base, and that is going to end things for the Nashville Sounds in this year's postseason, and the Zephyrs are going to advance into the Pacific Coast League Championship Series. And so, one team advances, one team is eliminated. Such is life here in the Nationals organization. So we're going to take a look at things here. So now we're going to play the Tacoma Rainers in the Pacific Coast League Championship Series, best of 5 game series. That'll probably be in the next video. This one, I was hoping that this would just be a quick update. Maybe we get a look at both minor league teams, and that would just kind of be it. But the Zephyrs are moving on. So hey, maybe the Zephyrs can win. Could maybe win a championship. Who knows? And then here's a look at the MLB playoffs, how they've went. So the Tigers and Yankees went to 5 games. The Tigers took it. Ultimately, the Red Sox took the series against the A's, and then the Cardinals beat the Mets in 4, and then the Padres beat the Phillies in 4. So that is how the divisional series stacked up. And so here is your championship series. The Tigers are going to be playing the Red Sox, and the Padres and the Cardinals. So hope to see you guys in the next video here when we continue on the AAA playoffs.